I think I play too many video games.
Why is that?
Reason being is because one time I was driving down the highway and my my sunroof blew up, literally exploded. I don't know how it happened. It just blew up. Me thinking I was in Call of Duty, I thought I was being sniped, so I started swerving left and right because to avoid the sniper. My head was down. I could have killed people.
Where were you, Boneyard?
Promenade West.
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying that.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I genuinely thought someone was
literally
sniping
shattered
me.
glass everywhere.
Yeah, it blew up.
That's what happens when you buy a Subaru, bro.
Literally.
And it's automatic too, hey?
Okay,
So it's not
wow,
even a real Subaru.
fishy coming at me. Jeez.
All right. Let's start the show, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. Not my issue. Can you buzz off? Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
The Dean's List Podcast.
Dean's List Podcast, guys. Episode 9. Welcome, everybody.
What up?
Today, we have our host, me, Bilal Abdu. We have Mohammed Hamdan. We have Jalal Hamdan. And doing his debut, about to join the podcast family here, Fishy.
What's up, guys?
Tell us about
Good to
yourself,
be
Fishy.
here. You know, just a normal human being like you guys.
You
Chilling.
got to explain how you got your nickname.
Wait, before we get there, we'll just also wanted to give a shout out to all our followers on social media. And if you're not following us, follow us at DLPcast and all across all social media platforms. Catch us on YouTube, Apple TV, or Apple iPod. I keep saying Apple TV, Apple iPod, Spotify, YouTube,
Apple
Podcast. Yeah,
Spotify,
just go ahead and say it.
Google Podcast.
Shout out to the producer.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And also shout out to the producer, Ahmed Khalil. And I guess you want to give us, and we drop every Monday. I don't mean to keep interrupting.
You sound so fed up.
You want my nickname story?
Yeah, we
I
need
guess
the
so.
nickname.
How do you get the
Sorry.
nickname?
So, Killarney, grade 7 or 8. We were studying in science. Mr. Gaviria, shout out Mr. Gaviria. We were studying fish. He just looked at me and he's like, "You look like a fish." And then ever since then, it was cruising on.
Isn't that bullying?
Yeah, but he's got to be a champ and take it, right? And just flow with it now. When someone called me by my real name, it's weird though.
Yeah.
I've known you 7 years. I've never called you your real
Hamid.
name.
Yeah,
It's crazy
Never.
because just everyone knows
It's
everyone knows you by
Mohammed
Fishy.
Mustafa.
Everyone knows you as Fishy though.
Everyone, yeah.
Like when you tell someone, yeah, Fishy, and they're just like, oh.
If you tell Mohammed Mustafa, they won't know who
They'll
it
be
is.
like, well, who?
They'll be like, which one? That's what they'll say.
Yeah, which one?
Which one? Yeah.
You hear about that guy I think it was in BC, how he just got fed up with the fast food industry. He went to Wendy's, asked for a burger, and then he opened the burger and there was no mustard. He got out of his car and started punching out the drive-through window. He started swearing like crazy at the teenager working in there, and he just got a car and just sped off. And he's like, he's wanted right now.
What?
Yeah,
Just because he didn't have mustard on the burger?
he freaked out.
What do you do?
Wow.
That's it. He got out of the car, started smashing the drive-through window, trying to grab the people through the window.
Just for mustard.
And then he
Bro,
left.
how often do you go to Wendy's and they screw up your order? Don't you feel like at one point,
I
like,
get
that's
that
it,
so much.
that's
Yeah,
it. You know how many
I've-
times
I guess, yeah, but not, yeah.
I've never gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
he did. But imagine you're like, oh, you've been craving like those 3 cheddar cheeseburgers and they only give you 2.
Yeah.
That
Last
happens to
time they
me so
messed
many
up my
times, I
order, they gave me a
freak
free
out.
Frosty. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
with me, it's always losing. Like, instead of 3 fries, I get 2. And I have to share with my brother, like an animal.
oh, that's just the worst, eh?
I can't stand it.
Here's the thing with that guy. Do you think he's like?
I think he had something else bottled up in him.
Yeah. Do you think that was the tip
Oh,
of the
yeah. I
iceberg,
think it
or
was
do you
tip of
think
the
he's
iceberg.
just a genuinely crazy person?
His
Probably
wife
got
for
into
sure
a
kicked
fight
him on
with
the
his
couch
wife.
last night.
Yeah.
No, his wife just left him because he has too much mustard on the
Mm.
Yeah.
burgers. It's like, why do you use so much mustard? I can't stand you. And then
So
she
they have
left.
no idea who the guy is.
He's wanted. They're looking out for him now.
Imagine being wanted for that.
Wow.
That's your legacy in the
That's
world.
BC, man. Like BC is Canada's Florida, straight up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like all those
Is it?
those confrontation
Every-
videos, they're all from BC.
Yeah.
I thought Alberta would be. Actually, no, we're Texas.
No,
we're
we're
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Hardcore Texas.
We're hardcore Texas.
But
I don't know. Just
I
BC
have-
has so much weird stories like that.
I have a similar story. One time I was in a drive-thru at a KFC, and the person I was with, I think he listens to the podcast. We went through the drive-thru once. They forgot to give him honey mustard sauce, So he made us go back into the drive-thru. When we did that, there was a van in front of us, and there was a guy in the van. And I kid you not, we were there for 45 minutes.
Just for the sauce.
And well, because the guy in front of us, he ordered apparently the whole store. But the guy in front of us, he got so fed up that when the guy gave him his food, he grabbed a burger from the sandwich, he opened it up and threw it back at the cashier and was just screaming.
That actually happened in
Yeah,
front of you?
yeah. And then I'm like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? We've been here for an hour. This guy lost his mind, threw
You
a
guys were in
burger
that
at
lineup
somebody.
for. Why were you guys in that lineup again?
Because
For Szechuan sauce.
literally, for honey mustard sauce, we had to go back into the drive-thru.
What fast food chain is this?
KFC.
All right.
Another plug. Like, I don't know why we keep plugging fast food
Shout out
restaurants.
KFC.
We're trying to get. Remember that? What's it called? Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
the
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan
It's like your brain is melting and you're doing a bit.
But you know, I see people go crazy in drive-thrus. Happens a lot.
I've
actually.
never seen
I've
one.
never
I've
seen
never
that.
seen
I
one.
Have
seen
any of you
somebody
worked in
throw-
drive-thrus?
I wouldn't consider. I worked at McDonald's for 2 years, but they didn't let me go in the drive-thru.
They didn't
You
trust
worked at
you.
What's the
McDonald's?
craziest thing? What's the craziest thing you've seen?
At McDonald's,
Yeah.
nothing. I honestly don't remember anything. I was honestly like the kid that would just clean the floors, and
They actually
I was
clean,
not loved.
They actually clean the
Was
floors
that-
at McDonald's.
is that-
One time, the
Shock.
guy literally made me clean the walls. He's like, "Go clean the walls." I was
Wow.
like, "I don't know."
They don't trust you to touch the food. They're like,
Oh man, they were so mean to me.
Yeah, where's the kid? They didn't. Yeah.
They were so mean to
They
me.
couldn't fire you, so you had to do stupid. You had to
Yeah.
find stupid stuff for you to do.
why can't they fire you? It's
Then finally, they
McDonald's.
put me on kitchen, and then that was just like a
You know,
disaster.
Oh, but you
That was the
you
end
never
of
got
it.
fired. They just stopped scheduling.
I
That
think
was his tenure at
The
McDonald's.
last thing I ever did was like, I think I was good at the fry station. One
Yeah.
time they put me on the coffee station. It was in the morning.
Yeah.
This guy comes up to me. He's like, "I want a regular coffee." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like that's probably like a black coffee."
Oh my god.
And I gave the
Oh
old guy a
my
black
God.
coffee, and he went nuts.
I
I had no
wouldn't doubt it.
idea. I didn't know what that
Is
was.
it regular 1-in-1?
Yeah,
One
one
Yeah.
on
on
one,
sugar?
yeah, one cream, one sugar. That's
I
why
had
it's
no
no
idea.
mustard on the burger, man.
or if like there's decaf and oh man, I used to get in trouble.
If you give someone the
that was
caffeinated
horrible.
coffee.
That was my first job though, so you can't yell at me.
Is that the lowest point of your life? Like, I'm sorry, like your
McDonald's?
lowest job?
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody has those
Canadian
low
Tire was
jobs.
pretty bad, but McDonald's was like.
You were at
You were at
Canadian
Canadian
Tire for a
minute.
while
I was
though.
at
Yeah.
Canadian Tire for 5 years.
Wow.
There was a lot
Wow.
of stuff that's been. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened there.
The
Like with
longest-
customers and stuff.
Well, I could see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the longest job? Was it 5 years your longest
5 years.
time at a job? Fishing.
5 years Canadian Tire.
3 years at Sobeys.
Billy?
Mine's 8 years.
Mine's 6
Where?
months.
Painting.
Oh,
I started when I was 14 and I finished when I was like 21.
didn't you work at Shoppers?
Yeah, but it wasn't like like I was painting during Shoppers.
Oh, okay.
But Shoppers was like this is what motivated me to stay in school straight up.
So Jalad, where was your 6-month job at?
Best Buy.
Nice.
Shout out Best Buy.
Shout out Best Buy.
I had a good time. I had a good time there.
You're for sure there for the discounts.
Mm-hmm. Safeway was my first job. And
Oh,
we know how that
Yeah,
ended.
yeah, and my dad made me quit because he had a snow removal company, and
Shout out Sam.
he just told me, like, I was like, he's like, where you going right now? And I was like, Safeway. And he's like, no, I need your help today. And I was like, so what do I tell them? And he goes, tell them family comes first, and that's how you.
Did he watch an episode of Sopranos? Is that why he's saying that?
And
Family
that's-
comes first.
That's how you leave a job. Family comes first.
That was like when I quit
Peace.
McDonald's. I was sleep. We were going to Lebanon that day, and I had a shift, I guess. And the manager calls, and my dad answers the house phone. He's like, "Oh, like your son has a shift today." And my dad's like, "Oh, we're going to Lebanon." He quits, and then and that was the end of it. He just never went back.
That's the thing with like these jobs. Like you probably go through so many employees just
yeah.
off of like the fact that they're kids. So
But
they don't really care.
they brainwash you because you're so young that like this job matters.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the
they
only
do.
thing.
Well, they
They
hire
do.
anyone at the same time,
But
right?
the thing is, like, I remember, like, my cousin was telling me a story about how he used to work at McDonald's in Montreal, and then he was like, and then he's like, they tricked me. They're like, oh, you know, whoever does this, does that, does this, you know, becomes employee of the month, and we give him like a $20.
Oh, they used to be the biggest tryhards at
and
McDonald's.
then he was like, he told me the story, like he was trying so hard, and then he became the employee of the month. And then he came to a realization. He's like, I don't know what was more sad, that I was working hard at McDonald's or that I was an employee of the month at McDonald's. And then he just quit that day.
Yeah.
But even like at Shoppers, I was like working literally minimum wage at that time. It was like $7 an hour. And then they were like, you know, like if you don't, you know, that thing with, you guys worked retail, like when you face,
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
store,
yeah,
and
level
then-
blocking you're facing, yeah.
like heaven forbid if they see you sitting down for
Oh,
a minute
man.
in the break room, like, oh, is this your break? I'm like, no, man, I'm just a bit tired. Like, well, go face the store. I'm like, all right.
When I
One
was at
time-
Canadian Tire, it was the same thing.
But like my job right now, they're like, it's so laxed. It's not even funny. And then I make like, you know, good enough money where it's just like,
You sit in a cubicle all day and draw pictures.
Yep.
Hamdan has nowhere to sit right now. He usually works at a kiosk.
Fishy, you're officially full time on this podcast. And then we need to have the talk after. McGregor's retiring
Wow.
again.
Yeah,
Third
whatever.
time
He's
in
coming
4
back.
years.
I don't call it. I don't see him retiring.
Isn't he like he's
But
literally
doesn't
no
he have
name,
a-
bro, in the UFC? And well, no, but like he lost his spotlight in the UFC.
Yeah. He was a good
No,
marketing
man, he
tool
sells
for them.
fights.
He's a good fighter though.
He
But
does.
I think this is what his third time retiring.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Retiring?
Third out of four.
Fourth or
Third or
three out of
fourth?
4 years.
It's the
Third-
third time in 4 years that he
Yeah.
retired.
But
Yeah.
doesn't McGregor have a fight next month?
No, I don't
He
think he
does.
No clue.
I know Khabib said that he won't fight him anymore until he like fights other people. He's like,
Yeah.
you
I
can't
I think
just
what they were
waste my
gonna do
time
is he was
with
gonna
you.
fight someone next month,
Yeah.
and then if he won that, then he fights Khabib.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
I'm pretty sure
I
that's what
don't
it was. It was like he had to beat one more person and then he
Yeah.
could fight Khabib.
I don't know. Who knows that you what was that chick Ronda Rousey? She fell off real quick.
She's in the
She
WWE.
lost one fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
she
she's
lost-
leaving the WWE now.
She
too.
left.
No,
Yeah.
she left because she's
She left?
pregnant.
Yeah.
She's literally an actor. Like she was or actress.
What?
sorry.
So WWE is not real?
Let's not get into
No,
this.
it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Like entertainment stands for
When
nothing, right?
who was it that died and came
Well,
back
when
to
you watch
life?
Oilers, it's not
Who?
entertainment.
Was it Undertaker
Yeah,
that
but that's
died and
real.
came back to life?
No,
That was
Undertaker
McGrath.
was the dead man.
No,
So
no, that
he
was
always
Vince
dead.
McMahon. Vince McMahon.
What?
It was in high school.
Vince what?
Vince McMahon.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, Vince McMahon.
No, his limo. You know what's funny about that is that his limo mysteriously blew up, but then I think the next week, I think Chris Benoit, that tragedy happened.
Oh yeah.
So then
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
alive again, because like you can't carry that storyline.
Yeah, side story is Chris Benoit. He was actually when he
He's
died.
Edmonton.
WWE was coming here, yeah, and then
Yeah.
they canceled it.
But he's an Edmontonian.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
from
from here,
Edmonton,
yeah.
And then I would think Eddie Guerrero died too. I think before him by a
Eddie
bit.
Guerrero died like a couple months before. him,
Roid
yeah.
rage,
Yeah.
man. It's a heck of a thing. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
apparently it wasn't roid rage. Apparently he just had a heart
Apparently he
attack.
just- Yeah, had a heart attack, heart disease.
Oh, the Chris
Chris
Benoit
Benoit.
thing? Oh, I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, that one.
I
was
heard Chris
like-
Benoit. Yeah, that was. But no, I heard Eddie Guerrero's heart disease.
Bro, if you guys watch WWE like in the 90s, like
Here
it
we go
was
again.
so
The Attitude Era?
bad.
Shout
it
out
was
John
so
Cena. I was
funny.
John Cena.
Shout
Huh?
out to
That's on
90s.
the
Cena
90s,
fan.
man.
No,
That's-
90s are like Steve Austin.
The
and,
Rock.
like,
Yeah, The Rock.
Bro, like if they did that stuff today, they'll be so canceled. Like each week
Does
was
anybody
like
still keep up with WWE now?
But look
No.
at The
at the
Rock
age
though.
of 13.
I don't know.
Look at The Rock though. The Rock branched off nicely off WWE.
Yeah.
Think about The Rock. John Cena's doing it now too, where he's
Yeah.
getting into mainstream culture, right?
But The Rock is like
The Rock is
No,
the
The
only
Rock
one
is
that
like
made
he's
it.
in,
Rock's on.
he's in the
he's
stratosphere.
like the highest paid
Actor, yeah.
That's
Hollywood
like a few years in
actor.
a row, I think. Yeah, like no, The Rock did really good for himself.
but he makes really bad movies.
I don't know. I
That's
just
my
think like
opinion.
after the age of 13, if you still watch wrestling, I don't know. You're not all there.
Don't say it. Don't say
Don't
it.
say it.
Don't say it.
I just said it.
You're gonna like they have a very passionate fan base.
They
Very,
do.
They're gonna
very
come
extremely
after.
passionate.
But a lot
yeah.
of their fans are like they're like people that are our age and older.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Like
Okay.
it's not kids.
But I went
It's
to
literally, like,
Monday Night Raw. I went to SummerSlam. I went to
It's WrestleMania. didn't you?
WrestleMania.
It's
Yeah.
fun to keep
The
up with.
funniest thing in WrestleMania,
Here we
you
go.
know, you could go buy belts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they sell belts for like $600, $700. It's like an exact replica. I remember one guy had a belt, and then there started like one group of fans will chant. I think it was like John Cena versus The Rock at that as like the main event, and then like one side was like Cena, one section was The Rock, and then they're like chanting back and forth, and then like two guys actually got into it, like really heated. And then they're like swearing at each other and stuff. And then one guy had the belt over his shoulder and he kept tapping it like as if he wanted to take in a fight.
Passionate
He's like,
about
What's
it.
up? What's
That's
up? You want to
passionate.
go, bro? You want to go? I was
Wait, you
laughing
were
so
there?
hard. Yeah, it was in New Jersey.
Here's the
In,
thing
MetLife
with
Stadium.
my thing with wrestling is
It's actually so fun to go watch.
is
it live.
that okay? Like I know it's scripted, you know, and I know like everything's
We used to have-
pre-planned,
We
predetermined.
used to have wrestling parties.
Oh yeah. I was a big fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
It was
like
actually
hey,
good
you have
times.
to like they are athletes in that point because like they do crazy
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
in the ring. They are.
Yeah.
No, they're they're stunt men.
You guys remember
Yeah,
the Hardy,
like, yeah.
the Hardy
Yeah.
Boys?
Oh yeah, like the stuff that they used to do, man. Like those
Yeah, it's crazy.
old like extreme rules matches
Extreme, yeah.
where they would like
Uh,
have like tables, ladders,
And like
and chairs,
ECW
whatever.
and stuff and all that.
Yeah, like, that stuff was insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that stuff's cool. But like I don't know, I can't get into it if it's
But
fake.
now, like
Even now, it's just different. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's too
No, because you guys-
friendly.
yeah,
like
right
Rob
now.
they can't
Gronkowski's
bleed.
fighting.
They can't
Yeah.
bleed in the WWE anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
can't
still
show
remember.
Like,
Like,
if
in
you-
the 90s, like if you watch in the 90s, you're like you see blood. And
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
And there's like a lot more.
like a lot
divas
of
and
times
stuff.
it goes off script too in the 90s. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Buddy, Stone Cold used to go out there like
No,
Take,
but
like,
that,
6,
that,
7
that,
beers
that was scripted. But there was like I remember there was like a documentary. Who's that guy with the sock again?
Mankind.
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 Yeah, I
Was it
think
Mankind?
Or
Yeah,
Mick
yeah.
Foley.
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. I know there was like that. Remember that the most famous fight was him and Steve Austin, and then he threw him off the thing.
No, that was Undertaker.
That was Undertaker.
Undertaker, yeah.
Undertaker threw him off the Hell in a
yeah,
Cell.
yeah. And then what's it called? And then they were having a documentary, and then he was really really hurt, and then Undertaker went and like he whispered in his ear, kind of thing. He's like, "Listen, let's just stop the fight right now because you're hurt." He's like, no, keep going.
They kept going on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like bleeding and stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying like those guys are intense.
When you get pushed off that high, you're bound to get hurt.
Too much adrenaline going through you, right?
Look at this guy right now. You know what's it called? But you know what's not a sport? NHL. Hockey.
Oh.
According to Amu Max Killerman.
No, it's not. It's not a.
No,
what
no.
did he say? It's
No,
not a.
apparently
It's
no
not
one
it's not a
cares.
major sport.
No one cares about it.
No one cares
Yeah.
about hockey.
Well, clearly, I don't know. Max Kellerman, I watch First
What's
Take a lot.
What's his like sport? Basketball?
Boxing.
No,
Boxing's a sport.
Like he's a nobody before the show.
So Skip Bayless, and Stephen A. Smith, those
They
are the
made
two
the show.
powerhouses. And then
Yeah.
Skip Bayless branched off to Fox News, and he's doing well there with Shannon Sharp. But Max Kellerman has a lot of like weird takes, like making the case that Kawhi Leonard is more clutch than Kobe, and a lot of like saying that Kawhi Leonard is better than Kevin Durant, like some blasphemy. Just absolute.
But he's a
Cold
He's a
takes.
boxing, right? Like he does like the.
HBO. I think
he knows he's a weakest link. Like he can't keep up with Stephen A. Smith.
No.
He
Yeah.
knows that. So he does. He says the stupidest things,
Yeah.
trying to like get. Like he can even tell like with Stephen A. Smith. Like
It's-
he doesn't even like he.
Yeah,
I could
Stephen
tell
A.
he's
Smith
like-
is more eye test. Max Kellerman is more like it takes numbers, all the numbers into consideration, like which.
He's a
I
nerd.
just say when he yells.
Buddy, like Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley both said that the NHL playoffs were like
The
way more
most
exciting,
intense, yeah.
than the NBA playoffs. But apparently, no one cares about hockey.
I wonder if they know who Wayne Gretzky is or Connor McDavid. I just wonder.
No, I don't think so.
There was
I
like this
think,
thing on YouTube one time where they went to like a football stadium and they asked football fans if they knew who Connor McDavid was,
Yeah.
and none of them knew who.
I
he
think
was.
even when people went to Florida and they asked him like, "Yo, are you guys gonna go watch the game?" I don't think they knew they had a hockey team.
Buddy, the Florida Panthers,
Yeah,
they were
what was-
giving away tickets at restaurants. So
Yeah.
if you get a meal, if you spend more than $15 at a restaurant, you get Florida
Tickets.
Panthers tickets
Bro,
for
I
your
don't know how
family.
those guys have teams. Well, I don't.
How are they?
Even Tampa, like
Running.
look at the juggernaut that Tampa is.
Yeah, and, they
and like
barely
their
have
fan
fans.
base is like
They barely
even
have
when they
fans.
came out and they're saying they're gonna play playoffs, and like I think it was John Cooper, their coach, is like like it's not gonna be that much of a difference because like our fans aren't really.
Bro,
pretty
that
good.
always bothers me. Like, you should take those markets and put them. Like, buddy, imagine if Saskatchewan had an NHL team.
Insane.
And
You-
like,
like you know, it's funny because
like,
Saskatchewan doesn't have the population of like a Tampa. or
I think
Florida,
Seattle,
right?
the expansion team.
yeah, well,
that's gonna
yeah,
be a nice.
bro. But it's gonna
Yeah.
be all Canadians coming down
Oh,
from
yeah.
BC and stuff.
But I'm saying like Saskatchewan has a small population, but you know that arena would be jam packed every
Yeah,
single
I know.
game.
Like northern US. Like,
Yeah,
if
like
you go to
northern
New York,
US,
New
Canada.
Northern
Jersey,
Nordiques.
yeah.
Yeah,
back to
put someone
Quebec.
in Quebec
No, I'm
City.
saying like in the US, if you go like the northern state, like Minnesota,
Minnesota.
they go
They're crazy. They're a
crazy.
hockey state.
State of
Yeah.
hockey, yeah. I
Is
don't
that
know.
it, man? You guys don't.
No, but I'm
there's
thinking like,
nothing.
hey, like hockey is a sport that's played around the entire world.
You know what the
know what I
problem
mean?
is like with hockey? Sorry for cutting you off.
It would.
Like the biggest problem is the NHL doesn't advertise their players.
International.
As
You're
well.
right. Not even
International.
internationally, like
Like if someone's seen a picture of Connor McDavid, they'd have no idea who that
Yeah.
guy is.
Yeah.
But like you
There's-
see a picture of like I don't know,
LeBron.
Everybody
LeBron.
knows who LeBron
Everyone
James
knows
is. I mean, everybody knows who Tom Brady is.
even like a 4th or 5th guy on
Not
an
really.
NBA team.
Not really
sometimes.
Tom
Think
Brady.
so?
I don't think
Tom
so.
Brady.
You get like Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron.
Like
Yeah.
soccer
Yeah,
and
like
basketball
those
players
guys,
are
yeah.
well known.
International.
Like even football, like football players. Like if you ask me, other than like quarterbacks and like the star wide receiver, I wouldn't
Yeah.
know who these people are.
yeah, but I'm saying it was like Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby has been the face of the league for how long? But like the NHL, it's because they don't market their personalities of
You know
players,
what?
right?
Yeah.
I really
Well,
don't think
also-
they care.
Also,
I don't think
NHL
they care.
players don't have like
Yeah, they're not the most
They're
crazy
very
guys.
dry.
Yeah,
right.
at least on media, I think because they're taught at such a young age to keep everything very like downplayed.
Bottled
Yeah.
in, yeah.
You know what I mean, that's why I think
But-
that players like Subban and Kane,
Yeah.
they kind of come off as like they're not following the norm, right? They're kind of like against the gradient, right?
Wasn't it
Yeah.
like the huge thing against PK Subban because he was dancing during pre-warm-ups?
Yeah,
yeah.
They're like-
Brad Burns too. Brad Burns
Brad
too. You
Burns,
got
yeah,
dances,
but like
yeah.
that's awesome to see.
yeah.
That's
Like
good
it's
to
so
see.
boring.
But why
It's
is it like?
the most
Why do
boring
they care
players-
so much?
But hockey has its own culture, right? So like I think
Yeah.
that's just like even its fans have that norm.
The
And then-
NHL said the biggest problem is because they wear helmets.
No, that's not.
That's
What?
what they said.
Wait.
They said the biggest problem with advertising their players is because like in basketball, like you could see them clearly.
Yeah,
but at
but-
first NHL, like something about the helmets I read.
All I'm saying is
Which
that
is very
like
stupid,
the
but-
players like for example Crosby.
Crosby.
This
But
guy
Crosby
like,
himself is a very low key guy.
low key guy.
He's
That's
always
what
been
I'm
a low
saying.
key
Yeah,
guy.
right. But he's like literally one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Crosby has no social media.
yeah, that's the thing, right? But like I'm not saying you should force players to be like that, but the NHL just in general, like players that have personalities. Like I remember when Brent Burns was in Edmonton, he was dancing in the warm up, like you were saying, and like Don Cherry actually had his coach's corner where he
Let's
was
go
like,
with Don Cherry.
Yeah,
man.
Don Cherry.
I know,
And
it's
Carolina
Dave's figure,
Hurricanes.
yeah, and like the Storm
Yeah, but
Surge.
no, straight up,
I mean,
Carolina Hurricanes. It's the dumbest.
But not a bunch
How?
of jerks. Like
They're
that's
not
like,
jerks, but it's so stupid.
But-
it's so
yeah,
dumb.
but
But
like,
it
they were so
brings-
smart.
Okay,
around with
let's say
it.
in our hockey team, hockey games,
Yeah.
and then we win. And
We
that's
have
it.
two
okay,
fans.
but
And
we're a
then
beer
we're-
league though.
yeah,
We're
we're
Div,
like-
Div 3 beer league.
But we're like, okay, just stick around, guys, and then just like do bowling.
I think
with
it's
the
cool.
team.
I like
See,
it.
that's why.
Stupidest thing.
That's the thing when they brought up the eliminating fighting from hockey. I disagreed with it totally.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause,
me
like
too.
that's just like it's
Yeah.
a huge staple in hockey.
That's a big staple. But no, man, it's so dumb. Like having, like if your fans are there to watch you guys, what are you guys gonna do?
But you know how
after
much
the
more
game?
popular they got
You're-
because of that.
They were filling
Like
out
people
arenas.
were actually going.
They were
now.
filling out arenas because of
Do you
it.
Business
want those
move.
fans? Like, oh, I have to act like a clown.
Wasn't it Carolina or Pittsburgh named that had the best fans in the NHL? Or was it Pittsburgh? I think.
Was it?
I don't think it was
I believe it was.
No, like I know Nashville had a huge.
Nashville was loud. Nick Bonino left actually the Penguins, I think, when he won the cup, and he went to Nashville. He's like, their stadium was loud when I was playing there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
But
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, no. But the thing is, Carolina. It's like, if I was playing on the Carolina Hurricanes and they're like in the locker rooms, like, all right, everybody, after the game, we're gonna do like a bowling thing. So Bilal, you're gonna be the bull. I actually dramatic trade
Rob
right
Bendamore
there.
is their head coach.
I'm dramatic a trade right there.
I don't know why that bothers you.
That's
But
bothers
who
me like
cares?
crazy, man. It's
Who
the
cares?
stupidest thing, the dumbest thing.
I think because they're a really young team. Honestly, they're
so,
very young.
So
The
So,
NHL is so
grow up.
they're
Yeah, but,
so
like, come on.
boring.
Here's the
That's
thing.
just
Here's,
boring.
Stuff like that.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. Let's say you're in a playoff series. You know, we get a 2006 rematch, the Oilers versus
The
the
Hurricanes,
Hurricanes. If they were doing the Storm Surge after they won
the cup.
They're
the cup or a,
I
like
don't
a
think they
game,
do it
their
after
bus
winning
would
the cup.
like
literally
a
end.
game, I would lose.
I'd lose my
my
well, I'm sorry,
mind.
what, like
Yeah.
a team brawl. I would actually,
would.
if I was the coach, I'm like, go fight them. Like even after the game's over, like just get on the ice and start wailing.
I
on
wonder
these
if there's
guys.
anybody on that team that's just like, oh, I hate doing this.
Have they
but
done
I'm
it in the
pretty
playoffs?
I'm sure
Or
there's
did
some
they
older
start it this
guys who are
year?
like, oh
no,
my
they
god,
started.
I'm like
they-
42
in the
years
playoffs,
old.
they only
What's,
did it
uh,
after they won a game or something like that, or after the series.
It was at the end of the series. I
End of
think
the
that
series,
they
They
did
do
it.
it at the end of the series.
I think
yeah.
they did. I'm pretty
Even
sure.
though that's just. Would you do it? Would you do it like? Imagine winning away, like if you're not in your own stadium.
No. They only do it at home. That's the
Okay.
thing.
What's
You
that
know, we
guy?
really went off like trashing on Max Kellerman. We're letting him off easy.
Yeah. Honestly,
You
yeah.
were really heated up before, like in the
Maximilian?
production meeting.
Maximilian, yeah, I don't.
I don't really watch.
He has
First
very
Takedowns.
cold
I
takes.
stopped watching him because of him.
Really?
Like he
I like the
talks
way he
down
talks.
everybody.
I like when he yells.
Nah.
He looks like an idiot.
He-
but
Top 5. Who's your favorite sport commentators?
Shannon Sharp,
Okay.
Stephen A. Smith,
Okay.
Bob
So
Cole.
far we're 2 for 2.
Bob Cole.
Bob Cole TSN.
Who else we got there? Nick Wright.
I don't know that.
any of
Nah,
these
nah.
people.
Colin Cowherd.
I do not like
love
Colin
Colin
Cowherd. I
Cowherd.
do
I
not.
like
I
Colin
cannot
Cowherd.
watch him. His when LeBron got injured when his first year with the Lakers,
Yeah.
he was saying, "Oh yeah, you guys won't see LeBron anymore. He's
No,
done. He's
yeah.
done so." And then like lo and behold, here he comes. But I don't like Colin Cowherd. Honestly, Shannon Sharp's probably my
Shannon Sharp is
my favorite by far, because like he understands, like, you gotta remember, this guy came from knowing football to coming in and then grasping the whole
What
thing at the same
about
time.
Bob Parker and
Rob
Rob Parker?
Why do you guys know these people?
It's on, well, I can't watch Canadian like TSN. I can't watch it, man.
Drew Remenda.
It's all about
Michael Rappaport makes a few debuts on Fox.
Yeah.
He has a few hot takes, but he's not.
Well,
full-time,
Fox is
but-
way better than ESPN.
No, I actually
Fox
like ESPN better.
Wait, are we talking about
I
like
think-
sports
I think-
analysis?
Yeah,
Is
that's
Yeah,
wrong,
I think
yeah.
ESPN towers over Fox, to be honest with you.
They tower over,
Fox
but
and
I
Fox has like Laura Ingraham, like just like I don't like her either.
yeah, I know. I just like listening to Fox more than ESPN.
I'd like Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith on one
Yeah, that
on one podcast. That'd be really. But I think Skip Bayless, 5th or 6th maybe.
Yeah, no, skip it.
He has
Yeah,
he
Doesn't
has
Skip Bayless get
he
hate
loves
on a lot?
MJ. He loves MJ.
But
He hates
the
him.
thing with like, what bothers me about Sportsnet and TSN, it's literally like, okay, there's an hour show. What should we talk about? 56 minutes about the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Yeah.
and then it's like, yeah, but the Oilers are in the playoffs. So that's
that?
exactly what
Did
it
you
is.
see Austin Matthews outfit yesterday?
What was he? Oh yeah, that's what they talk
that's
about.
like, yeah.
But
Did you
even
know-
like TSN 1060, they talk about the dumbest things too.
Who
They're
was
so boring.
who was
so
the one?
boring.
Who was the one that
Like,
said
DLP
Draisaitl
is not
better than
boring,
Matthews,
guys, you know?
and he got
Trust me.
ripped on for it?
No, it was a Leafs lunch, I'm pretty sure. Or it was like Overdrive. Those guys. I think
Yeah.
Jeff O'Neill said that Matthews is. He's the one that said that Matthews is 1A to McDavid.
What?
Who?
Yeah, he said like
He's what? Sorry.
This was
1A.
last year
so
though.
basically like he's like on par with McDavid.
Who is?
Matthews.
Jeff O'Neill. I'm pretty
Jeff
sure it was
O'Neill.
Jeff O'Neill. I don't want
Yeah.
to say it was
Which
him,
one's
but
Jeff O'Neill?
he's the old guy in Overdrive.
I don't remember. You know, I don't like Nick Kyprios. I don't know why.
I think he left.
Yeah.
He left Sportsnet.
But I
right?
can't stand him. He makes the dumbest calls.
I don't know who that is. Who is that guy?
And Another person I don't like too is Elliot Friedman.
Really?
Shout out
Okay, let's
Elliot
listen.
Friedman, man.
Elliot Friedman
he's
is
the
like,
Woj
I
of
think he's
hockey.
like the best, but I just don't like him.
He's the Woj of hockey.
I like Eddie Freeman.
Yeah.
We're
He's
really
actually really good.
going off script, man. Like we were just talking about. all
Ahmed's probably
sports
so
today.
mad right now.
Yeah.
So mad.
But yeah, Max Kellerman, his takes are, some takes are good, but most of his takes, like you'll see Stephen A. Smith, like never ever, even though it's supposed to be a debate show, sometimes you agree on stuff.
Yeah.
He just complicates a lot of things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, Russia's still up to its old tricks. Russia's up to their old tricks, talking about the state of emergency in the Arctic Circle. They had an oil leak that they never told anybody about till recently.
It makes
Yeah.
sense. Sounds like
Yeah.
Russia.
Bro, that's it. Like communist countries are like that. Like Chernobyl. I love that show, man. I'm gonna watch it again. Like that's what happens. Even in
Biggest
China
yawn
right
fest.
now. Yeah, whatever. Even
I know
China
a lot
right
of people
now.
are gonna disagree with me, but it's probably the most boring thing I've ever watched.
Chernobyl.
It was so boring.
Did you watch it, Fishy?
No.
Did you
No,
watch
I
it,
watched
Zed?
I watched it. Yeah.
Sick, man.
It was kinda boring, no?
It was very
So what's the rundown on
like
it?
if you're into like that Cold
Yeah, okay,
War
you know,
era
you know,
stuff.
you know what happened in Chernobyl?
No. Shout out.
Grade 9
Give me a
social.
history class, bro.
Okay, in 1986 or 87, 86,
86.
86. There's a nuclear plant in like the Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
that blew up, but then it wasn't like a huge explosion, but it blew up to the point where there's like the whole immediate area was radiation, and the radiation was 20 times worse than the Hiroshima bombing.
Okay.
And then the Soviet Union, like they tried to cover it up, but then like the radiation was so bad, the other countries the air started getting had the
radiation in there, yeah.
too.
Radiated, yeah.
And then so like when the secret it got so far to Germany, and then like so the Russians had to come out and say like, oh yeah, there was an explosion, but only like 10 people died. But this show like actually shows like the truth behind the whole thing.
It was
That they're
crazy.
like how they had to bring like literally all their whole army back to like cut down trees and to purify the whole area. And like even still today, you
Yeah.
can't go there.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
that.
So
much
why don't you
radiation.
like it?
No, I'm saying they made a
'Cause it
TV.
makes
They
them
made an
smart.
HBO TV show about it.
Yeah.
It was just boring. Like the first 2 episodes were good because like when it actually happened.
Yeah.
After it's just like,
It just shows
Dumb.
you though like the hypocrisy.
But it was
right?
cool.
And like the way that they
A lot of
wanted to
stuff that
hide
they
everything.
too, yeah.
And like
Yeah.
they added like the human element of it, right? Because they would send firefighters in there.
yeah,
They would send firefighters
they were just
into like
dying.
yeah, like they would be like, hey, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Take a swig of vodka and just go down there, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
But the thing is, like when it first happened, they wouldn't tell like even in like Chernobyl, like when it happened, the people in Chernobyl, like they were responsible for like the communist parties, like whatever they were in charge. They covered it up like when like firefighters were going in, they're like, oh, it's just a normal fire. There's nothing there. And
they
then
had no idea.
No, they had an idea. Like
Well, they didn't know it was.
no, what the thing is was what they were doing was like they had no idea, but they were like they wanted to cover up the mistakes because then they can't get promoted, right? So like for example, you remember that scene when the guy's like, yeah, it's going to 360, but this is a minimum,
Mhm.
and it's like, no, we'll just say it's 360, so it's safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So they just do stuff like that just so they get promoted within the party.
So anyways, nowadays Russia,
They're still like that. Even China's like that.
100%.
China, they
How
what's
the
it
COVID
called?
cases
now
went
to
from-
like a 0 apparently.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe that. If
And
the
then- and
US is going like that crazy, I think China has way more. for
Well,
sure.
Brazil too. Brazil said that Brazil stopped recording their statistics, and they ended around 650,000
Yeah, that's
cases,
crazy.
and
man.
then they stopped there. So
Well, like remember Italy? I think Italy was like
But Italy was coming out
out like clean. Yeah.
Italy's good. I think they're opening up their tourist section again
Mhm.
soon.
Why?
Like, pretty
Why?
soon,
Nobody
yeah.
could fly anyways.
No, I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can start booking international flights now.
I have
Can
no
you?
clue.
I think so.
But then you
some
have to wear like a
airports are doing it
hazmat
now.
suit.
Probably. Well, the other people that like they go on an airplane and they're like, "Wow, there's no social distancing on this plane at all."
Literally, yeah,
Then why are
they
you
did it,
there?
like what? Like,
why
I thought,
why
they
you
were
on it?
I thought they were changing the rules of airplanes.
I don't know what they're doing.
I thought they were doing like.
Honestly, hot take. I'm down. If they're gonna put one
Oh,
person
I'm down.
per aisle, I'm so down.
Yeah, but how you know
For
how
what?
crazy
What do you
the-
mean? how you know how expensive your
the
ticket would
ticket's
be?
gonna be?
I don't care.
Sir, and all of us are rich like you.
No,
bro.
sitting beside people is the worst thing ever.
Have you ever like
The
you
poor
know,
Oh
man's
my
first
God,
class.
man.
That's
trips
when,
to Lebanon?
nobody-
Trips to Lebanon, 9 hours straight from like here to London. Horrible.
Do you guys
Like,
want to
you're-
hear a
you're-
story of me on the airplane and what happened to me?
Yes.
I was
Let's
okay.
hear
So
it.
I
You
was.
don't have to ask for permission.
I was on my way to. We were going to Lebanon
This
this
guy.
year. I was probably like, I don't know, 13. I was young, and my whole family sat in the 4 in the middle.
Sorry, technical difficulties, guys. Ahmed, looking your way, bud.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay,
continue.
continue your story.
Continue my
about-
story. So I'm sitting on this airplane and I'm on I'm sitting by myself next to 3 other family, like their family, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep. Like Fish was saying, it's a very long flight, and I remember waking up. I'm not lying. There were toenail clippings all over me,
That's disgusting.
all over
That's
me.
disgusting.
I'm not even lying. They were literally
gross.
on me. I remember waking up. And I remember getting off the airplane, and telling my parents, I was like, I'm not sitting by myself ever again.
They
That's
clipped their.
disgusting. What?
Well,
Oh
I'm
my
not even
God.
lying.
So like,
Buddy, remember our
What?
first episode when I came out with the cold open and I said like people that brush their teeth at work or floss their teeth in the cubicles or cut their nails? That's exactly
Yeah.
what that is.
But this was on an
On an airplane, though?
Yeah, but it's the same
and
thing.
put it on him?
Like I woke
No.
up and I just like looked at my
No,
clothes
that
like,
right
what
there,
is
I don't need
this?
this
And I was
guy.
like, oh my god, yeah, it was pretty gross.
You know what? Okay,
It's imagine your mouth
they,
is open, you're like, and they're like,
Honestly,
Your mouth.
like,
did they see? Did they see you react to it?
I think she was asleep.
So like, wait, like were they on your leg or
No,
your?
like, they were on my pants and like.
Oh, gross.
everywhere.
No, I'm not even lying. Yeah.
So she literally.
Oh wow.
I don't know what
But
she
who waits
did.
to go on the airplane to cut their toenails?
I don't
They're like, you know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna wait till I
that's
get on the
So
plane.
nasty,
That's
man.
disgusting.
But also, you should wear socks on an airplane. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cold.
yeah,
enough.
If
no,
you
no,
don't
it's
wear
cold
socks
in
on an airplane,
Yeah,
like
100%.
you're
Yeah.
you're different.
Don't go
Stinky.
bare feet.
The
Yeah.
best airplane story I have is I was coming back from Montreal and I was like I went and came back by myself and then it was like in WestJet it's 3 right
Mhm.
because in Canada it's 3 and 3 right
Mhm.
and I was like I just take the window seat, I don't leave anyways, I just like to put my head and I was sleeping and then there was a couple beside me. And then I don't know why, but I woke up in like in a terror. I'm like, I don't remember this. The couples, they both were like normal.
They're scared, eh?
They flinched like nobody flinched before. And then I was like, they're like, "Ah." and then I can hear them talking. They're like, should we ask if he's okay and stuff? I was like, oh shit. Because I don't know why I woke up and they're like, I grabbed the both armrests and yelled. Like that was pretty funny.
Wow.
I still remember.
Must have had a nightmare.
I still remember how they both jumped. They were so scared.
Crazy. Older
And it was
people?
Huh?
Older
No,
people?
they were like my age. They were just a couple. It was just funny because they're like, shit, there's like 4 more hours beside this case.
By this crazy person.
There was-
I played it off like nothing happened. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep listening to my music.
There was a time when I was going to Brazil. That's a 14-hour flight, and on the way back from Brazil, we were supposed to land in Houston. And I remember I can't fall asleep on airplanes. I just can't do it. So I was awake for the whole 14 hours, and I watched like 6 movies. And we're flying in, and like I'm looking around, like the airplane's like shaking really hard, and like the airplane or like the seatbelt
seatbelt
slide
thing,
goes on,
yeah.
right? And then we were in the middle row because it's one of those huge airplanes, right? There's 3, 4, 3, and then like I'm looking out the window where my parents were sitting, and I just see like crazy lightning all over the plane, right? And then like all here's like ding dong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some weather issues around Houston Airport. We're just gonna do a fly around until the weather subsides. 2 hours in the air,
Wow.
extra, just flying in
Wasn't that like
circles.
Post Malone when he was stuck in there and he had to like
Yeah, I had to cancel
spin
the
out
show.
until the gas fell out of the airplane or something like that?
Yeah, that's what it was too. Like
What?
there was that one
Yeah.
too. But yeah, we were flying. I was so scared. I was like, we're gonna die for sure.
Have you? Who's here has landed in Lebanon before?
Me.
I did.
Multiple
All of
times.
us.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear them like isn't it
start
weird when you finally
clapping?
clapping?
When they
Like
clap,
have you,
yeah.
I feel like I don't know if anyone
Bro,
else
Middle
does that.
Eastern Airlines is the most cringe
Oh,
airline.
yeah.
Like every airplane, like, oh, they're updating. These guys are still stuck in 93.
Yeah.
I
Like
already-
they still have like, you know, did you
The
go
remote
there
that comes off
recently?
the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been there recently where like their safety video is a bunch of people dancing.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
And they
I
sit
was
on the
like-
chair and they start
I
dancing.
can't, I'm
and stuff.
like,
That
I
airplane,
can't
what is
watch
it?
it.
MEA?
MEA.
I think it's the
Yeah.
worst airplane I've ever been on.
Bro,
That
the-
in Egypt.
Bro, Lebanon, and then you go down, you guys go to that room where you have to go through the checkpoint.
You walk outside.
Well, oh yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like where they stamp
Yeah.
your passport.
Yeah, honestly, I honestly think like that's the worst airport in Beirut. Is the worst airport.
The
hands down.
best thing is
So
like,
weird.
you know what they do? They're such pervs, man. They like the guy that's like the head military police guy that's what like organize everything. Like I remember this. The last time I went to Lebanon, he was walking around and he seen a very good looking girl. Like, cause I don't know where they were coming, but like she was like in the back of the line. He came up to her. He's like, "Oh, die, like come
Yeah.
with me." And he gave her her own special booth. And he called like a guy off. He's like, "Hey, come here, do this." And then
Maybe
he
she
was
was
like,
famous.
"No, she was like nobody else knew who she was."
It's either that or she had a hookup there.
No, it wasn't a hookup because it was because he was like flirting with her and stuff.
No, the worst is when they clap because like you're already dreading. Like I don't know me, like personally, I dread the vacation to go to Lebanon.
I
But
hate that so
when
much.
they start
Walking
clapping,
out,
it's like,
walking
oh
out of
my
the
God.
airport is the worst thing.
And then
You get hit with
walking
that
out and
humidity.
everyone's like freaking out. They have like
Don't you
signs.
like that freshing smell of garbage right when it hits you?
I
Garbage
actually
and cigarettes.
Someone tweeted that the other day.
Garbage
that-
and garbage and
Smells like
cigarettes.
garbage and cigarettes when you walk out of the airport.
Yeah.
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 It just hits you right away.
Yeah.
No, you know which
And
airport is
diesel.
like weird? The Cuban airport.
Never
That
been.
airport is like, it's literally you walk
Oh
in
my
there
god!
and you're like,
yeah, I
you're
just
like,
remembered
you're
it.
like, am I in the LRT? Like,
I'm
it's,
not even lying.
You say to yourself like, what the hell is this?
No. When we went to the Cuban, we went to
Communism,
Cuba.
bro.
Yeah, literally.
When we went to Cuba, I remember we were like, you know, when you check in with your bags and stuff.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the lady that was doing it, she didn't even look at me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She
Like,
literally, it was like so weird. Like we just walked through, they did not care.
the way they have it too, it's like, you know, you have to walk in and like they have
See
like
the doors?
it's like a cubicle. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, like the doors.
It's a little cubicle and the lady's talking to me. What's your purpose for being here? I was like, obviously not business. You know what I mean?
You
And
could
she's
do
like,
business as a
okay. And then
Canadian.
we were with my family, and then she started asking like my little sister. Like it was weird.
In America or
No,
Cuba?
Cuba.
Oh.
Like my little sister was like 11 at the time.
Every time I go to America, I always end up being questioned.
I wonder why.
Always.
Wonder why.
Buddy, I remember I went there for work, and then the guy's like, "Steer your business." I'm like, "Work," and he's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Lake Mary," or he's like, "Do you mean Mary Lake, Florida?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come with me, sir." And I go
suspicious.
and then I go to the room and I sit down, and then like you could tell there's a mirror in front of me that's like a see-through.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just sitting there, and then the guy comes out. He's like, "Kind of come up here." I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "Do you have any evidence that you're going to be working there?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then like my job, they gave me like a whole portfolio. They're like, they knew like if you get caught, just give him this.
Yeah.
And I gave him. Then he goes through it, and then he's like asking me questions. Like it's all there, but they see if you know what you're talking about. And then like yeah, go. And then another time I went to New York, the guy like literally stopped me, ran up to me, put my hand on my chest, like stop right there. Frisked me, looked in my hoodie and everything. And I just love their face of disappointment. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Ah, no gun on
Interesting.
him.
And I go there. I wear sweats and stuff, so purposely
Yeah.
there's no metal, so they can't stop me. But I don't know what about it. I think it's just about my face.
Mm.
When
like-
I was
My
I feel like
beard.
it's not your beard, maybe.
when I was coming back from Brazil, me and my dad, we were in the Sao Paulo airport. That's actually the worst airport in the world. And
Mr. Worldwide.
Where's that?
We're-
Is that in
no,
Brazil.
Brazil?
yeah.
Just flexing on
And
everyone.
we're leaving,
Getting-
right? And then like the airport is really garbage, but then once you get to the American side, like just not really nice part of the airport, right? And then like the lineup to get to the airplane, you know, like the security check-in, the longest lineup I've ever stand in my life. I think it was like 3 hours of standing in the lineup to go through. It took forever. We're about to board the airplane. Two guys come running down like the aisle or like the like that gate that connects the airplane to the actual
Yeah.
like,
tunnel.
the guy runs down and he goes, Mr. Hampton, Mr. Hampton. So like my dad's like, yeah. He goes, stop. And he pulls out like a badge. And then we're like, oh. And then he's like, you two come with me. And he just like takes us halfway down that same aisle. People are walking past us. Takes us off to the side and he has like this like cotton stuff. And he was swabbing us for cocaine, me and my dad. He's like, get you two over here. And then he goes, you guys pinged up and they forgot us at security. So he had to catch us on the airplane before we went.
Wow.
So like he like swabbed our hands and our bags and all that stuff. He had like a little machine. He put it in there and he goes, "Okay, you guys are good to go." And then we're like, and they did it in front of everybody.
Imagine
right?
if they didn't catch you.
Like imagine how shady that is. You're going on an airplane and then there's two guys
Yeah.
being cocaine swabbed right in front of you as you go on the airplane.
I just
Yeah.
wonder how
Got
they
swabbed.
missed you on security. That's
Yeah, that's it too. That's weird.
You guys just want to do one table talk for today?
Sure.
Okay, we have two. But you
Just
guys
said one.
okay, we'll do one.
What?
What are the-
We'll do two. We'll do two. We'll do
We'll
two.
do
How
two.
what's the time now?
We got lots of time.
Do we though?
We have all day.
We literally have
no,
all
we
day.
don't, man. I have
We
to go
do.
home and cook for my family.
ribs.
You're not vegan?
Going vegan?
Do you want to go? We could go down that road. I don't mind. You guys are the ones that are scared. Like, I still want to have school. I want to have a future. Fine. We won't go there.
Okay, below.
Okay,
Tell us
so
our table talks.
the first one is: if you could be a superstar in any league, what league would it be? We did a lot of sports today, but we'll finish this off. So, if you want to be a superstar in any league, what league would it be?
I'll start.
Don't wait up.
I would do football
Why?
What
because
position?
you don't. I don't know any position.
I think it's
Okay, I'll
very
be
important.
QB.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, one, you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think NFL players make more than baseball players, or no?
No,
Depends.
no,
Not.
no,
Okay, then I
That's
switch my
probably
career.
not.
Nobody does.
There's
that.
no
Well-
salary cap in baseball, so
Well, then I'd become a baseball player actually,
Just for the money.
Just the money.
just for the
then.
money. Yeah,
Mm,
I
okay.
really don't care what sport I'm playing. I would love to play hockey, but
How about the fame?
fame, I'd be a famous baseball player.
No, but like the most famous. Who's the most famous baseball player?
Babe Ruth.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
Probably Mike Trout.
Mike
for sure.
Trout,
Mike Trout for sure.
Yeah, see, but
Yeah.
if I tell you who's the most famous basketball player,
LeBron James.
yeah,
Kyle
so everybody
Lowry.
knows like,
Kyle
even-
Lowry.
Kyle Lowry. What's the other guy?
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam. So what? Football or baseball?
No, I do baseball.
just for the money.
Just for the money.
Fish.
Yeah.
But baseball, you don't play that many games a year. How many games?
What?
do you
What?
play?
What?
Sorry,
62?
sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Football 16.
Football, you play
Well, soon
16
to be
games a year,
17.
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Baseball, you play like 3 games in a day.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
mean.
baseball.
I'd rather
Yeah,
do
116 games or something.
162 games a
62
year.
games a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
my
Plus
final answer, football. Because you don't play that much, you get paid
But
a lot
you're
of
getting
money.
hit like
and
crazy.
you get
I don't care.
myelin
You have
brain
CTE.
damage.
That's fine.
CTE.
That's okay.
Anyways, I do baseball for sure.
Tom Brady's okay.
Most like no salary cap.
Is he
Like
though?
Mike Trout, I think signed like a 12-year, $400 million plus
Yeah.
contract. Like if you're a superstar in that league,
How about the guy on the
Okay.
Phillies? What's his name?
Bryce Harper,
Bryce
yeah,
Harper.
13 years, 330 mil.
That's pocket,
Imagine that money.
Yeah.
pocket change.
Connor McDavid
Imagine
makes
that
$12
money.
million a year.
And
That
Imagine.
is so
And
bad.
he's arguably a better athlete than
No,
everybody.
no.
You guys don't think he is?
Not
better-
baseball. No way.
no.
Those guys play.
He's
out-
saying athletically. He's
you
not.
gotta remember, Gerard. You gotta remember something that these guys are play outfield as well, right? So they have to jump and catch
No, bro.
and throw. And,
Like if everybody like hates on baseball, but
Yeah.
well, they're actually like one of the most athletic.
Yo,
Muhammad Yunus's face right now
Oh.
is just.
Just come
He's
on the
devastated.
mic. Come on
That's a
the
hot
mic.
take.
Just
That's a
come on the
hot
mic.
take.
Come on the mic.
that's a hot take. That's a
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever
What?
heard in
that
my
is
life.
Baseball?
literally-
They're not athletes.
Okay, I'm not saying they're not athletes, but to say that Connor McDavid is nothing compared to an outfielder because they have to jump, are you kidding me?
no. Yeah, but I think a baseball player is more athletic than if you're comparing like Mike.
Are you serious?
Bryce
Fishy?
Harper to Connor
Can't
McDavid?
believe
Bro, one
this is an
second.
actual
Fishy, you
conversation.
play hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you played baseball professionally?
No, not professional.
Okay, or like, not professional. Not professional, but like organized. Like
yeah,
organized.
before, yeah.
You have played baseball.
Not like just with the boys and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. You can say that it's more difficult on the body to play baseball than it is to
Not
play
on the
hockey.
body. No, that doesn't do that. I think baseball's a harder sport. Like have you ever played like if you look at it, eye test, you're like, wow, it's easy, but it's really, really hard
I'm not
to hit
saying
a ball 400 feet.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's easy, and I know it's difficult and it requires a lot of skill. What I'm saying is the athlete itself. To say that Connor McDavid is nothing as an athlete.
I didn't say no, but
Someone said that McDavid is nothing compared to baseball.
Nobody said nothing.
No.
No,
Someone
no,
said
no.
it. He's right.
But
He's
Mike
did
right.
say
Trout,
that.
listen, Mike
Someone
Trout.
said it.
If you're comparing Mike Trout to Connor
Let us know in
McDavid,
the
you can't
comments
do
who's
that.
lying here.
Athletic wise, you can't do that.
That's
Why?
what I'm saying. Okay,
Why?
how?
You can't
Buddy,
because
make-
like
okay, wait.
look at the sports that they're playing though.
This is my case. I'm saying as a pure athlete, okay?
You're a
McDavid
pure
is
athlete?
McDavid is wearing 20 pounds of equipment. He's flying down the ice
Okay, yeah,
all
that's
the
different
time.
though. Imagine, okay,
And
take,
this guy,
take him off their equipment though.
Oh,
Take
my
him off their
arm hurts.
equipment.
Like, what?
Take him off their
He's talking
equipment and
about,
let
he's
them
talking
run.
about like muscle mass.
Oh,
like
you're talking
actual-
muscle
Yeah,
mass.
I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I'm saying a hockey player is probably better built than a baseball player.
No.
There's fat baseball players. They have
yeah.
cartridges, bro.
No, don't tell me. No.
You just
Yeah,
said
oh my
God.
one baseball player.
You seen
There's
Ryan
like- they can't
Hopkins?
run.
You can't. No, don't say. Name me. Does Connor McDavid lift weights on the regular?
I'm sure he does. Yeah, deadlifts. He
no.
probably deadlifts like crazy.
Okay, but that doesn't mean anything. We're talking about athletic ability. His athletic ability, I believe, is greater than any baseball
On-
player.
I agree.
No,
No,
way.
no, 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 no.
I say
no,
any
no,
hockey
no,
player,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
I don't
I say
I
any
agree.
hockey players.
I'm not saying he's not athletic. Don't think we're like Connor McDavid.
He is
like,
athletic. Yeah, I'm
hockey
not
players-
discounting that. But
Hockey players are the most like after I think hockey players and football players are the most athletic
I agree.
like athletes.
I
then what's the
would
competition
say,
then?
yo,
Look, I
no,
finished,
depending.
but I'm saying Connor McDavid specifically.
Oh, specifically.
yeah,
okay.
specifically, I'm saying.
Specifically, Connor McDavid. He's not more athletic than like Mike Trout.
That's who
or,
I'm comparing to. I'm not saying like.
I'm heated
like,
up, man.
But
Yeah.
okay, I'm saying like Tyler Sagan. The guy's jacked.
Yeah.
Okay, you're saying that he's not more athletic than a baseball player.
But see, he's different because I think he's played baseball before.
Everybody calm down.
Wait, what? So you're saying that he's jacked because he played baseball?
No, I'm saying athletic wise. I'm not saying Jack. Doesn't do Jack.
No. Okay, then if Connor McDavid, I think I could fight him in a fist fight.
Okay, hold on. I have a question.
What was the original question?
Wait. I have a question.
Okay, for example, like Russell Wilson, that plays. He's a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks in NFL.
Mhm.
He got drafted by the Yankees as a baseball player, but he
Okay, but
Even
so
what's his name? The guy from Arizona.
and Kyler Murray,
Kyler
Murray and Russell.
Oakland.
okay,
Wilson.
I'm saying you
I
know how
have a
they
question.
you know how they have combines
Yeah.
where they just test just based off pure like
Draft
VOT,
combine.
VOT2 max, that kind of stuff, just pure literally like physical ability.
Eunice is still laughing.
You're saying that a hockey player on average wouldn't beat a baseball player just off of pure athletic ability. You put them in the gym and you say who can lift more weights,
Baseball
who can
player.
run longer,
Baseball
who
player.
can be on a bike the longest.
Baseball player.
No,
Why?
You
I
have to,
think
you have
there's
to be
no
realistic.
way, guys.
Fishy,
There's
Fishy,
no
I
way.
love baseball. Baseball is one of my favorite sports.
But you guys are crazy, man.
What do
But
baseball
hockey
players
players are
do?
more-
I'm
I
not
actually
saying they're
don't
not
get it
athletic.
either, man.
I don't think. I
You
think
run
as
from
a
this
whole.
base to that base?
No, look at this
Congrats.
guy.
No, but you know how fast they run.
You know how
Yeah, have you seen Conor McDavid speed?
Okay,
He's on
on
okay,
skates.
skates. He's on
okay.
skates.
Okay, if we're talking, it's harder,
It's
Fishy.
hard.
I know, but like,
Okay,
sorry.
Stop talking. Stop
Okay,
talking. We'll
his
talk.
profession?
You know about this? We'll talk about it on a later date.
No, you guys are crazy, bro.
no.
You guys are crazy.
Okay,
Okay, what would you-
if we're
what-
if we're talking about running though, soccer players. You're not saying that soccer players are better. They have better running ability than a.
I think soccer
Baseball
players
player?
are probably like you can argue that they're like one of the most athletic
Fishy,
sports.
I could say because the stamina. Okay, the stamina has to be up there for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where they're not going. Hockey players, you go on the ice for a minute max because you're
It's
going
tiring.
literally full crank.
Who do you guys think? I personally believe LeBron James
Except
is
for
like
your odd that Joe Mice
best,
on the
like-
ice for 30 minutes.
I
the
believe
worst.
Name drop.
LeBron James is the best athlete ever.
I agree.
I think that because
agree.
I think he can play any sport that he wanted to.
Yeah. you could
Football,
have time.
basketball, baseball if he wanted to. Probably.
I don't
Okay, what
watch
about,
enough basketball
okay,
to
okay,
say.
we're getting off topic. What sport would you be?
I would do hockey just because I love the sport so much. It has nothing to do with the money aspect or anything, the fame
Yeah.
aspect.
So you're
that,
real.
Here's
that's
to-
so athletic.
Hockey,
Okay.
yeah, totally. Hockey is
How did you get a concussion?
for the love of the game. Any football players concussions. Let's talk about that, Mohammed.
It's okay, but I have millions. What do you have? You
Mm.
get
Also
signed to a
millions.
$4 million contract.
Also millions,
a
and
year.
no one knows who I am
And he has a life to look at.
unless I'm in Edmonton.
So hockey?
Go on the street
I do
for-
hockey. Yeah.
I'll do baseball.
Oh, none
I
of you
love
chose
it.
basketball.
No,
eh?
honestly, yeah.
None of you chose basketball.
No, basketball's too much, man.
Too hard on your knees.
What?
No,
Too
no,
hard on the knees.
no, it's
Wallah.
not about that. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like,
I
I
watched-
love basketball, but I played it in junior high and everything. But just, I don't know. It's too much fame, too much. If you're a superstar and stuff, like you have to be out there. Like
Yeah.
LeBron James, like he has like Michael Jordan. Remember that documentary? He always had to be on. The minute he
Yeah.
left his room,
Yeah.
he was always on. And then hockey players, you're not as famous, but
You're
then
very
you're not
low-key.
making the money, right? But
Mhm.
baseball, you could be low
But
key.
you're still
I
making
agree.
the
I
money.
agree.
You
Because
still
I'd
make
rather
the
be
money.
famous in my not like so-called like known like for example if McDavid anywhere in Canada you see him you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
know who he is, right?
Yeah. It's geographical, right? But I was watching an
Did you know
think about.
one guy I worked with?
Hmm.
He named his son Connor,
Don't
but
say
he said it's not because of McDavid. It's because of McDavid.
that. 100%.
Who was the guy?
He's
Who's
Asian, so it's because of McDavid.
the Leafs fan? The Leafs fan that named like he put
Nazem
Kadri as
Kadri,
his
yeah.
middle name
the
and
guy's,
stuff like that.
Like his son's middle name was something Nazem Kadri, last name.
And
Yeah.
he was
like,
like,
he named
no, I
after
thought he was
Leafs
like-
players.
No, he was
no.
Asian.
Why?
Huh?
He likes
Why?
him.
He just loves the Leafs.
And then his daughter was like Morgan Riley. Like her middle name was Morgan Riley or something
yeah,
like
that's
God.
crazy.
Morgan
man.
is could be, but the thing is, it's like how happy were all these like Arabs that named Kadri that they could buy Maple Leaf jerseys without paying extra.
Well,
And
they
it
get
works.
so
Games on
lucky.
that.
That's the reason why.
They're actually so lucky.
Well, no, Avalanche jerseys now.
Kind of everybody in Edmonton that was
Because
Kadri was.
it's more expensive to do a customized jersey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you just get that one.
But I was watching, really side note about basketball. Why I'm actually scared to play basketball. It was like the injuries that basketball players get. Like, because like you're jumping up and up and
There's
up
some
and down,
gruesome
right?
injuries. Yeah.
Like over time, it could be like you watch a basketball game where a guy will just jump and he'll fall or like he'll land.
well, look
and
at
so
then
scary. What's
Paul
his
George,
name?
for example, when he went with Team USA, when he landed on the stanchion and his
Yeah.
leg literally split in half.
No,
Literally,
who's
yeah,
that?
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, the guy in Boston.
Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
And then
Yeah.
his ankles
Oh my
dangling.
God.
That was so.
that was
Yeah.
bad.
gross.
That was a bad video.
Gordon Hayward. There's a few.
But the
That-
thing is, because like LeBron James, because he's like he takes care of his
they
body.
say he
That's
spends $1
why-
million on his body
Bro,
per year.
That
That's
guy's
why
in sick
he's.
shape, yeah.
That's why he won't get injuries as like these guys.
But I'm saying that it just over time it takes a toll on your knees or
Yeah,
your joints
yeah.
so much that they literally fail on you.
But back to the athlete thing. I think I agree with you guys in a point where like hockey's a harder sport to learn. Like for example, I think like if you put LeBron James on skates, anyone in this room can
Yeah,
beat him,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's just like pure athleticism. Is
Even
what I
me?
mean.
Yeah,
Even
you
you,
could.
Hamdan.
I'm pretty sure LeBron James.
Even you, Hamdan.
Okay, let's do the
Points.
second one. Let's do the second one. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this. We talked about it, but
Don't say that word.
what butcher?
No, whatever the question. I don't like that word you're using.
What's the question?
Just say
Sincerity.
it.
Sincerity?
What's the question?
I said the word sincerity.
I don't know why you think.
I
You
don't-
go.
Okay, well, we could talk about it. I'm gonna just say I don't care about you. Does social media ruin your sincerity?
I think the overall question
you
was.
describe the word
Maybe your
sincerity?
intention. Your intention.
I think the overall question was kind of like
Like the pros and cons of
Social media in
but
general,
we'll go more specific. We get to spit here.
here's my thing. I have a problem with social media in a way where I'm gonna go on a rant here a little bit.
Okay.
When people need to validate themselves on social media, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
I mean, when people
Mhm.
are always constantly posting, I did this today, I did this today. You know what I mean? And if like, it's almost as we're at a point where if you don't post something,
You're not there.
you actually didn't do
No.
it. You know that thing
Yeah.
where it's like if a tree falls in the forest, does any like if no one hears a tree falling in the forest, did it really fall?
Yeah.
Whatever that
Like-
saying is, it's the same thing. It's just that so many people nowadays, especially young kids, and I think this is a problem.
Mhm.
Young kids, the kids aren't kids anymore nowadays. They don't do like when you're young, you do stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Kids are so afraid to look stupid on social media because they know everything's being recorded nowadays. You know what I mean? Like they're not goofy anymore. Kids, they all act like, look what I bought. You know, like I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of going on social media to find self-validation, right? Where your entire identity is tied to your social media account.
Even like sorry to cut you off, but like with YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers like will have like their 2, 3, 4 year career, and they'll come out with a video saying like this life that you guys been seeing isn't really who I am.
It's all
right?
fake,
Yeah.
right? And that's the thing. Like people nowadays, like a lot of times I say to myself, like, yeah, I should get off social media, right? But Twitter is just too fun. I'm
Twitter's
not
too
gonna lie,
fun, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Twitter is not even a place for self-expression anymore. I think it's just a place for general news now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's where I get all my news
Oh, yeah.
from. You know what I
Like
mean?
two things. Sorry,
Hey, what?
like two things with what you're saying is like we were saying earlier. Like if you went, like if you went to the gym, like did you really go to the gym if you didn't post it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing,
right.
right? People don't believe in now. I think like the coolest thing is like, let's say you don't see somebody for a year.
Yeah.
You don't see them at all. You don't hear from them at all, and then you see them and like they're jacked or
Yeah.
That
or
happens
you
to me
know
so many
they
times.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
Bilal, you've gone to the gym? I didn't see you. I didn't see any.
I know.
yeah, you didn't post me
I
though.
didn't post.
The best thing
It's
is
all
when
lies.
I ran to a kid from like junior high, and then he's like, "Bro, mashallah, you know." He's like, "I heard rumors that you got bigger." I'm like, "Oh yeah, alhamdulillah." He's like, "How?" And I'm like, "Roids." Like, actually, I'm like, "No, I go to the gym." Like, what do you mean how?
That's the thing. I don't know. It's just creating a culture of.
If I were to like, sorry for cutting you off again.
It's okay. I'm garbage.
Like if I were to delete one
miss
social
Ali.
media app, it would for sure be Instagram.
I think mine
Yeah.
would be Snapchat.
Even Snapchat. Wallah.
Mhm.
Try it. Well, try it. Like, go a month with zero social media.
Yeah.
Zero.
I don't think I can do
no.
without Twitter though.
Twitter's-
Twitter's
even
my news
Twitter,
feed.
Twitter's your
Even
news.
just go to Jazeera.com. You see what happening in
What?
Libya?
No. Bilal.
Oh
We're
my
not gonna
God,
talk about
that's
this,
No.
man.
Okay, fine. I guess we won't talk about
Yeah, no.
Libya.
But like
John,
I said,
even though
like,
it's
top story in the
just in
world.
general, it's just that, especially the younger kids. Like I see, like I have kids, you know, like cousins, family that follow me, and like they're posting pictures like with captions like "Never count me out," you know, like
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I agree. It's like
you're
kids.
12 years old. Who's counting you out?
Kids.
Yeah, but like I think we've all had that. Like if you go, if like I've personally, I've gone to my Facebook and I've seen like posts that I've posted like 10 years ago. I'm like, wow, that was me. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cringy.
like I
right?
delete it. It's crazy.
But like I said, the kids like they're not goofy anymore. They don't like.
They
I don't know.
understand.
Kids aren't kids anymore.
They're not.
just
They're
mini
not dumb.
adults.
They're not.
That's
yeah.
they're just mini adults now.
The thing
you know
with
what I mean?
social media is you can be whoever you want to be,
Uh-huh.
right? Like you
Yeah.
could literally put yourself like you're putting yourself out there for people to see you, right? For
Mhm.
example, but you could literally be whoever you want to be.
It's a bar.
It's
right?
true. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
bar.
It's a straight bar. Yeah.
Straight bar.
It's not. It's not.
And
Good.
like I said-
it's not good social media.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
it
there
really is
like
not
that.
good.
That's those are the cons of it. The pros of it is obviously like keeping up, having fun with your friends, and
Yeah.
then
Like I
seeing
said,
stuff.
there's
I honestly
an
don't see any pros. Wallah, there's no.
You don't
pros.
see no pros?
No pros.
It's
at
nice.
all.
Come
Like
on.
you see your friends and
I
stuff.
could honestly tell you there's no pros of social media.
Okay, well, Bilal, you're boring.
I can see where there's no pros in Instagram.
Thanks,
like,
bud.
like,
and I see Snapchat.
Like I'm saying,
I see
like
no
I've
pros.
never, I've like I had like social media presence like back when it was just Facebook and like Instagram and then maybe Twitter.
Mhm.
But wallah, like the only reason I deleted all of that, like just never went on ever since. Well,
Yeah.
I've seen there's no pros, man.
what I'm saying below is like on Twitter, you don't go on Twitter and someone posts a picture of.
Yeah, I know
Them
what it
beside a
is.
car and be like,
I know
"Yo,
what
G."
I know what Twitter
No,
is.
it's like
I know what Twitter is. I'm not
Yo,
saying-
G.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Twitter's literally a news outlet.
That's
Yeah.
a news outlet.
It's-
like,
But the
but-
thing is, like with Twitter, like even like how many times like I don't care about people's opinions at
No.
all.
it-
So,
it
like,
is-
you know
it
what I
is,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
It's opinion
I guess yeah, it's opinion.
So like
based.
if I want news, I'll go directly to the source. I'll
No,
go
I
to
get that.
Al
But,
Jazeera.
like-
I'll go to CNN. I'll
but
go
it-
to the Guardian.
But Twitter
you know?
is where you'll see it first.
like Twitter,
Hmm.
Twitter, like when players get traded, I swear to you, some players like Twitter will find out
Oh,
before
yeah.
actual
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
players
yeah, I
get
know.
traded.
But I'm
Twitter-
saying, like, but that's not a pro.
You think people found
That's
out
just
like
fun for us, though.
Yeah, that's for you guys.
like,
But
for,
like I said-
like Kobe Bryant's death, like that was found out through TV.
Yeah, but
it
was that
right
good?
away
Was
on
that,
Twitter?
like, imagine you're his wife. You're like,
That's
oh,
how it
Yeah,
is
that-
now.
that-
that was
that
bad.
was
No,
disappointing.
TMZ comes out and says, "Oh,
Yeah.
Kobe's dead," before you.
But that's
even
how
know.
it is now, though. Like
That's-
I'm saying,
that's-
it is
that's
bad.
dumb.
That's
a
wrong.
con. That's a con.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
Oh
con.
yeah, of course. But I'm
For
saying
sure.
that's how it is.
What I'm saying is there's two sides to social media nowadays. I think Twitter in itself should be classified as something else because there's two sides. There's one where like Instagram or
Donald
Snapchat
Trump
where
got
it's
censored on social.
yeah,
Twitter.
that was hilarious. But I'm saying there's two sides to it now where like there's a side where actually I think it's more of a younger kid thing
Or even like yeah, like
where on social on Instagram or whatever like
Yeah, like-
flexing that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Not
it
even,
ruined kids'
man.
chi- No,
You know
no,
what
like
I
mean? I wouldn't even
childhood.
say
Like childhood
children.
right now is ruined. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
ruined.
I think
Kids are not having fun anymore.
True.
Well, they're not.
Like when we
they
were
do
growing up.
things. They don't do things because they want to. They're doing it because it's viral.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
difference.
Look
But
at
you can't even
TikTok.
just say children, Jalal.
Huh?
You can't even say like the younger
Yeah,
generation.
I know, because I'll see like 26-year-old Arabic
Yeah.
guys. What's up, bro? Look at my BMW G.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, look at like even TikTok or
am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I
No,
crazy?
you're
No,
right.
but
Well,
I'm
you're
saying
right.
you
Well,
can't
you're
just say
right.
it's the younger generation. Like we have, like it's people our age too that are like that too.
Well, I get that, but I'm saying
Right.
like I see like the Instagram stuff. I guess maybe a maturity level.
Yeah.
I just see it as like
wait. Speaking of social media, make sure you guys follow us. on
TLP
TLP
cast.
cast.
that's the only pro of
that's the
social
only
media.
pro supposed to. I like to Bilal's point of like the childhood being ruined and stuff. I think also like technology, like the advancement of technology, also like have like I haven't met a kid if like for example like I work in the mall and I see him in the mall or someone comes to my house, a kid that doesn't have a tablet,
Yeah,
whether it's an
Yeah.
iPad
no,
or
or a phone.
it's crazy.
Man,
like
there's kids
like,
out there
bro,
that know how to use these
I
devices
never
more
had
than
like
us.
Yeah,
like
true.
a PC in my house until like I was 16.
yeah.
Imagine that. Like every time I had to do a school project, I had to go to the library.
Well, like I remember, like for example, like, for us,
Imagine
like my first, what was it? It was like a Nintendo DS. I was toothless. Like
yeah.
all you can do is play
Like
Pokemon.
Nintendo
right?
64,
Yeah.
like what's it called? Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Color when that came
Game
out.
Boy Color.
Well,
Yeah,
that
I
was-
remember that
Oh,
was
like
lit.
oh, it's color now, and then like the battery life is like 2 hours, and then you have to change the battery.
You guys ever have to get the light for it?
Yeah,
You get like connect that
yeah,
light
you
for
have
it?
to.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Through the
like,
headphone jack.
imagine telling kids right now, like imagine telling like 14-year-olds go play tag outside.
Yeah,
like they'll be like,
like-
what? Like we used to do that.
That's it, bro.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
There's
Like,
an app for it.
but the thing is, even when they play tag,
they-
quote unquote, they have to record themselves and try to do something funny to
Yeah.
get likes. You know what I
Jalal
mean?
wasn't athletic enough to play tag though when it's kids. So.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Everybody tags him. Game's over. You guys just walk around.
Yeah, I would just lay down on the floor. So
We used to play hide and go seek, and Jalal was the person that had to go seek, and then we just run away from him.
Yeah, they just leave me there. No, the thing is, like I said, like when I was a kid too, when I was younger, high school age, I was the same way. Where everything I did was on social media. I kept track of university. Every single day, I posted a Snapchat story, right? But that was more of a, I don't know. I'm not justifying it, right?
that was like a.
That was kind of
journey.
like I was already 600 days into this thing, but I don't know. I guess as you get older, you say to yourself, this,
No, but
Not
that was the
really a
thing.
point.
Like Twitter, I said the same thing. Like I'm just looking at it for news.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like when people found out I have Twitter and I was like quote unquote following them,
Mhm.
they'll get annoyed.
Yeah.
And then like I remember like I would like scroll through the news and then like I'll see something like I remember one person wrote down, I don't know what it was, something stupid. It was like, oh, confusing everybody in this meeting with my military hours. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Undelete it. And then I kept going.
1,600 hours.
And then I kept going. And then the person see me in the message the next day and then they were like, hey, I noticed you unfollowed me on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, I just don't care what you have to say. And then I was like, what am I doing? I don't care about that. And then deleted it. And then
Yeah.
since then I've never been on
Like
it
mostly, like my Twitter, like now obviously it's different, but my Twitter is usually like I love it for sports because
Yeah.
like because
Yeah, I
you
know what
like
you
for
mean,
example
but-
like you're doing
But
fantasy
then you
hockey.
go like at the score, like I don't do like you go to the score and then you see everything.
If you
man.
saw my
There's,
Twitter, you
Nah.
think I'd work for
Bleacher
Sportsnet.
Report. It's pretty much it's like
no, not like Twitter.
like Bleacher. They show you like Twitter posts of athletes. I'm
Jalal
like,
is
oh, that's-
everywhere. Jalal's gone viral actually a couple weeks ago. If you want to mention your tweet, Jalal, that you went viral on.
It wasn't even, it was barely viral.
That was
It was like
viral
1,000.
though. What was it?
Oh, it was honestly, it was just it was a, you know what's funny about this podcast? It always goes back to 90 Day Fiance.
I love 90 Day
That's
Fiancé.
our series arc, 90 Day Fiance. We're not gonna stop until one of us gets on there. This guy right here.
Thanks, guys. That's my parents' dream to get on 90 Day Fiance.
That's all our dreams.
When I was in Lebanon, literally,
for you,
yeah,
all our dreams for you to go.
buddy. When I was in Lebanon, hey, wallah, look, wallah, I'm saying wallah, we were leaving Lebanon in 3 hours. And then my cousin came. She's like, "Oh, I have a girl for you if you want to meet her." I'm like, "What the hell? I'm leaving in 3 hours." I'm like, "What are you insane?"
Do you have visa? It's like hi, my
I'll
name's
be that
Bilal.
guy. I'll be that guy. What's it called? I'm like, I'm messaging her on this messaging app, and she's not replying. I'm gonna go meet her in Ukraine.
She's real though. I can't believe she's real.
I was so mad. I'm like, what a twist. Did the new season start yet?
I don't know.
I didn't even watch the episode.
Oh,
I've
well,
seen it.
we should
I've
have to. We have to do
Okay.
like a reaction.
Well, we
episode.
should.
I'm actually
We should,
done.
yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
gonna
start
get big,
watching
right?
it.
Reaction channels.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm serious. Just sit down and.
Bilal Abdu reacts too.
I love that. Like, I love the. I just love the, like when the guys are so naive. I'm like, no, she loves me. I'm just taking her out of this village and putting her in the States, but she loves me. And then I love the,
Ed,
like, No, I just like the fights. It just makes me feel good about myself.
What's the meme that everyone does it? That weird noise that she makes?
Ed,
Eh,
it's
eh.
Ed and Rose.
Yeah, he's like, you're my favorite view, and then she goes,
Be good. Shut up.
No, the best fight was that Dominican
Yeah,
couple.
when he kicks the
that was
table.
when he kicks the
Oh.
table out of nowhere.
No, the best thing about it was like the fight was over. The fight was over. They're walking out of the room. And the guy's like, not yet. He
He just kicks the table. He punches like the chandelier too.
All right, boys, let's wrap it up here.
Always Anthem 90 Day
How long is
Fiance.
podcast?
We would like to thank Fishy for joining us.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
working on a project. We don't want to give out too many details, but look out for future episodes where we're going to launch a new project here, and Fishy will be leading that. And we'd like for Eunice, thanks for your drop in, by the way. And thanks, Ahmed, for producing it.
Shout out
And
Ahmed.
messing
Shout
up.
out Eunice's hot take.
No, it's okay. It's not his fault. We just messed up when you started your story. Like, let's just take a break, man.
I think it was a good story.
It was a good story.
Even the microphone was like, nah.
Nah.
All right, boys. I love you guys. We'll catch up next week.
Love you too, Bilal. No one's ever said love you in the other
Thank you,
episodes.
Fishy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You appreciate what I'm trying to do. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.